Last Friday, I got a chance to speak with Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, and Wendell Weeks, the chairman and CEO of Corning, at Corning's facility in Harrisburg, Kentucky, where they make the cover glass for your iPhone. While I was down there, we spent a lot more time with Tim Cook, getting into everything that's been going on with Apple. Take a look. Well, Tim, we're in downtown Harrisburg. You talked about the ripple effect. Is this it?
This is it. It really makes my heart sing to see a town that is doing so well, that's thriving off of Corning, and our relationship with Corning is at the root of that. And so it feels fantastic.
Now, there are other towns, of course, that didn't get blessed by two companies that care as much as you and Corning do. The atmosphere is very different, isn't it?
Well, we can't be everywhere. I wish we could. But we are putting $600 billion to work in the next 4 years. And so it is an extraordinary commitment. And there's 79 factories across the U.S. that will benefit from this.
But don't you think you'd have to put up 10 times that if you're just to be able to say, I mean, look, you got to put the money to work. You promised the president you're going to put it to work.
Yes, we are putting it to work. And
but $2.5 billion is a drop in the bucket of what you have to do.
2.5 is just one of those 79.
Okay.
And so one of the 79. And so it's a great start and a very important one, because the glass is something you interface with all the time, right, on your phone. And we couldn't be prouder of the relationship that we built up over what is now since the first iPhone in 2007.
Now, when you speak about the ripple effect, it's not just what it does with towns. I imagine that there will be companies, foreign companies, that will say, okay, I now have to put a factory there because Apple's there and they're building a supply chain and I can be part of it.
That's right. That's the ripple effect. If we come, there will be more companies coming. It's a domino effect kind of thing.
It's better than anything the government can do, isn't it? I mean,
I think what the
enterprise versus government.
I think the government has a role in terms of the regulation kind of role, and setting the leadership, which the president has clearly done. He's really stated his objective to get more and more manufacturing into the United States. And so I think there's a role for each party.
I wanted to just say that the one thing that seems to be left out, the president wants to be able to have everything built here, but you have to have great education. A town like this is going to have to up its game, but you're not responsible for that.
Well, what we can do is bring the Manufacturing Academy in Detroit to small and medium-sized businesses. Corning obviously has enough stature to train their own employees. But we can help that significantly with small and medium business. And we can help with community colleges and these sort of things in getting some of our curriculum out into those schools. And so we do have a role. We do run a university as well, but we do that for internal to Apple only.
Tim, you talk to shareholders all the time, part of your job. Do any of them say, you know what, look, $500 billion, I mean, I wish you would just buy back stock with the $500 billion. Why are you wasting shareholder money?
You know, I think most of our shareholders believe that we're in the best position to make these type of decisions. And so I have to honestly say, I haven't gotten a single complaint about the $600 billion.
When it went from 500 to 600?
Not one. I have not seen one.
Not one?
Not one.
That's kind of remarkable.
Yes, it is.
I would think there are people who could be enraged and say, you know what? I think he's just doing it so he can sell in China or to appease the president.
I'm sure there's somebody out there like that, but they haven't contacted me.
I'm astonished.
Yes.
I really am. I mean, maybe I'm too cynical on Wall Street. I figured that there would be some people who would say, listen, you could give us a better dividend. Instead, you're helping Harrisburg.
Yeah, I think most people look at it and say, it's great that you're investing in America. And so I think they look at it through that lens and depend on us making decisions in their best interest for the shareholders.
Now, are you in contact with people in China who say, look, we want those jobs too. What do we have to do? Or has things gotten so adversarial, China, India, that the discussions can't occur anymore?
No, we have good relationships in both of those countries and have a very open line of communication and also bring jobs to those countries.
See, as I think there's a lot of people who think that we're in some sort of vicious Cold War. I know that there are obviously issues because we do have, you have Taiwan, it has to be protected. You have a government that at times has been jingoistic there, and we got jingoistic here. But you're able to navigate that kind of thing.
I think, my view has always been is that engagement is so important. In all of these countries around the world and with all the governments of the world. And so that's what we try to do is bring the best of ourselves to those countries. And I have to say, I have great relationships in many countries around the world and want to keep that up. I think it's important.
In your interactions with the president, you apprise him of these kinds of events and what's going on?
Oh, of course. We had the event in the Oval just a few weeks ago, right? And so he's well versed on what's going on in Harrisburg.
And that must mean to some degree that I know that it's no quid pro quo with the president. It's not like, listen, I'll take the 25% tariff off. But obviously, the more you do here, the less likely there will be a 15% take of what he's doing, of what you're doing in China.
I think it'll be heavily considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're doing what he wants, but I think that
we're doing what he wants, which is to bring more manufacturing into the U.S. and more investment.
But is it metaphorical to say that I want the iPhone built here? Meaning, in other words, if you spend $100 billion here versus making it here, and you'd only make $20 billion. I mean, obviously, the commitment is huge enough.
The commitment is huge. And it will definitely be felt in many communities across the country.
Who's monitoring it internally for you? Kevin, the CFO?
Of course, Kevin is all over it, and I'm personally monitoring it to make sure that we're living up to our commitments.
Are there towns that don't know it yet that are about to be blessed with a lot of business?
There are, of course, because these things take some amount of time and so there will be some surprises in there, I would think.
Now, why was in 2017 it was $1 billion commitment, and a lot of people were shocked at $1 billion? I mean, $600 billion is a lot more than you announced when you announced the plan on our show in May of 2017. I mean, it's quantum.
It's quantum. It's quantum, and we're so proud of it. We're proud to be making a difference in people's lives.
Coming up, Cramer's chewing on Chewy's latest results and reveals if the stock has more bark than bite. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.